with Cooper Rush, considering what he did in his absence, is Dak playing with a little extra pressure on him now?
No. No, I know people want to create this narrative. No, Dak had pressure on him coming into this season because ultimately everybody thought he was going to have to carry the entire team for the Dallas Cowboys. What's happened is, fortunately, Kellen Moore had an epiphany when Dak went out, is that I need to use every single weapon that I have on this football team. I need to lean back into the run game. Dak pressure comes from the fact that he has $40 million. That didn't happen before Cooper Rush started playing. That had nothing to do with the amount of pressure or intensity that everybody was going to lay in Dak's lap. The conversation was changed when the $100 million contract was signed. The conversation shifted into, can you be a high-level enough quarterback in order for us to win a championship? So, look, Cooper Rush did a fantastic job. Everybody knew, well, not everybody, but a lot of people knew that at some point it was going to run out. And everybody assumed that was Philly. I know Stephen A was on here talking about they was going to get stumped, and I took an offense to that. But I knew Cooper Rush was going to run into some problems when the Dallas Cowboys actually had to drop back and throw the ball more than 20 times, and he had to make critical plays and throws. Dak being back, pressure comes from the contract. It's been there. But ultimately, this team, me, Michael Irvin, the Dallas Cowboy fans, we all feel great that Dak is back. And we feel like a little bit of the pressure is off a lot of other guys around him because he's going to be back at the helm.
Oh, please, will you stop your drivel? It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. See,
sometimes.
you want it to be drama. You want drama.
Please.
You breed off of it. It gives you life. If you dehydrated,
you
don't go get water. You go get drama. That's your life when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. You just go ahead and spew it so I can rebut, and me and you can start fighting. It always happens. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Let me get my coffee.
First of all, you do that. Get your coffee. I mean, go ahead. Follow Molly's lead.
Get
See where
yours,
that gets you. Okay? I mean, coffee didn't do a lot for her. All right? The bottom line is, she's getting off coffee. Got to go through withdrawal for crying out loud. She don't know how to act now. She don't get that coffee anymore. So you go ahead and continue to get your coffee.
I've adjusted.
Whatever.
I've been in a
please.
great mood
You're
with
still
very
adjusted.
good energy.
Whatever.
I've adjusted.
The point that I'm trying to make
I'll tell you why you should switch to green tea later.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
yeah. All right. She's the expert. That she was addicted to coffee all these years, but she's the expert. She's been on coffee for 2 weeks.
Well,
okay,
so
whatever.
The
point is, just stop it. Want to hear that?
You should try it.
She's still
Here's the deal. I do try it. I don't
living.
drink coffee. I never have drank coffee. Okay, tea. Usually green tea or black or English
breakfast
with honey.
You never drink green tea. First of all, you drink tea with, you say I'm from the islands, and you drink it with milk and sugar. So don't act like that's good for you either.
Sometimes, first of all, it's milk and honey, number one. And number two, sometimes it is the green tea. Ask Stephanie and the ladies out front that always is kind enough to order it for me. They would tell you. So your facts are false.
Okay.
Thank you. Now. Coffee addict.
With a hot
Sit back,
blueberry,
coffee addict.
Sit back,
coffee addict.
You don't need that either.
All right, that's right. You and your English muffins. Don't get me started.
Here's
the whatever. Stop lying. Here's the big swag.
Y'all need your own show.
She done started it. She done started it. She done started it. All right, eating her English muffin. Don't let me get started with the cake that she stuffed. I'm still looking for my birthday cake. She was munching on that too. That's a different subject for another day.
Sam is dying right now. Our producer Sam is dying.
Swag Goo.
Don't skip meals. I'm proud of it.
Here's the thing, Swag Goo. Here's what this comes down to. You're wrong. And here's why you're wrong. You're just trying to give Dak Prescott a pass. Here's the reality of the situation.
Oh, my God.
Here's the reality of the situation. Without Dak Prescott, the brothers won 4 straight. Without Dak Prescott, the defense elevated to another level and saved the day. Cooper Rush was only completing about 60% of his passes. He didn't turn the ball over. He did a serviceable job. Y'all were talking about him like he was the second coming to Joe Montana. I had Keyshawn and others on here talking about how Jerry Jones might elect to keep Dak sitting down and prolong his return. This is what they were saying. Prolong his return because of the way Cooper Rush was working. And then he rolled up against the Philadelphia Eagles, and we found something totally different. But here's the thing. We saw CeeDee Lamb show up. We saw Michael Gallup show up. We saw Ezekiel Elliott show up. We saw Tony Pollard show up. We saw the offensive line show up. We saw a backup show up. And we saw Kellen Moore show up. So all of a sudden, you Dak Prescott, and no pressure's on you. Excuse me, with the defense being as elite as it is, with the other pieces showing up to show what they're capable of, if you're supposed to be that franchise dude, you're supposed to be the dude that carries them to the promised land. That's what I'm talking about. And because of that is why you got to look at that. They ain't paying you that money for nothing. And I can sit up there, no matter how much Dallas Cowboy fans annoy me and disgust me, it didn't stop me from acknowledging Dak Prescott deserved his money. It didn't stop me from being ticked off when he got hurt because I thought that Jerry Jones was going to screw him over by not giving him his money. But Jerry Jones, my buddy, stepped up and did give him his money, okay? Gave the brother $75 million. Got another $20 million now. Got $95 million over these last 2 years. And you got a team that is clearly a Super Bowl contender in everybody's eyes because they got that brother Micah Parsons on the other side of the football with DeMarcus Lawrence, with Trayvon Diggs and the crew, okay? I don't want to hear nothing about Dak Prescott, no pressure. Hell yeah, you got pressure because everything is around you. And if you're that dude at the quarterback spot, you should be able to deliver. That's the bottom line. That's pressure. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.